Record, so whenever we're ready, I guess. Cool.
Yep.
Hey, Matrix Live. I'm here today with Ananace, who is Alexandra. Is that right, Alexandra?
Alexander.
Alexander.
ER.
Ah, yeah, okay. Who is oh no, I've forgotten how to pronounce the university. Why don't I just let you introduce yourself?
I'm a Linux sysadmin at Linköping University in Sweden.
Linköping University, there we go. I knew I would forget it immediately. So people will know Ananace from various other things, though. So he worked on the original Docker image for Synapse, one of the very early ones. He maintains some Kubernetes charts for Synapse 2, and he's also the admin of the Ruby SDK. So actually, he's got loads of different things going on with Matrix and with the university. So cool. Let's talk about how did you get started and involved with Matrix?
I mean, it's probably because of the fact that Matrix, as it turns out, is an amazing IRC bouncer.
I see. That's the reason.
Yeah, I mean, I ran into you guys at FOSDEM a bunch of years back. Installed the Debian image while sitting at the back of a talk, and I mean, it worked out quite well, I must say.
Great. That's such a funny way to get involved, is to use it as an IRC bouncer, and I'm sure there are lots of people today who are doing the same thing. It's just very very amusing to see. Cool. So after that, you decided to make the first Docker image.
Yeah, because I mean, at home I'm running I've got a single Debian server, which was what I installed Matrix on originally. But since we're at work, we're doing Kubernetes and stuff, I also have a Kubernetes cluster at home to develop and just test things with. So moving Matrix onto there was a reasonable step forward.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, you're a Linux sysadmin by trade, but it's also, I suppose, your main kind of home activity as well. So.
I mean, amusingly enough, I started life by doing, I think, 10 years of studying for programming. So I'm actually a very well-studied programmer.
Okay.
And then I became a Linux sysadmin.
Right.
So I have no idea what that says about me, but it means that my home setup is involved. Right,
okay. And then you also created the Ruby SDK.
Yep.
Was that? Did you have a specific purpose for that, or did you just want to make a new SDK?
I mean, I think originally it was planned to just to actually. I think originally I planned to use the SDK to do integrations with, and considering the fact that we run quite a few Ruby, including Rails applications that we'd like to add integrations to, that was just doing an SDK in Ruby was a necessity, really.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Cool. And so all of this work, was this undertaken as part of your university work, or was it
I mean, I started as a personal project just to really brush up on Ruby skills, and well, I mean, there was a clear lack of Ruby SDK, so someone had to do it. Might as well be me.
Fair enough. And then last summer, I think, was when you got started making an official deployment for your work.
I mean, we've actually been running Matrix at the university for a lot longer, though we're using a server that was ran at one of the computer clubs, which happens to be primarily managed by me and a colleague.
Right. Okay.
So you have our unofficial testing environment, basically.
I see. Okay, you have a lot of flexibility about what you can install, I suppose.
Yeah, basically. But I mean, getting an official Linköping University stamped Matrix server was a nice step forward.
Was that a lot of work for you? Was that a lot of administration problems?
So far, we've deployed a server and we're running a server, but we haven't actually started announcing it everywhere because of the administration problems. We still need to provide like help desk services and build a knowledge base and all that before we can actually start telling people to use it.
Okay. Have you been keeping an eye on the quite a few universities in Germany have been going through these steps?
Yeah, it's actually been really fun to watch and read and Google Translate what they've been doing.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I mean, they've done quite a lot of work up front that you'll be able to benefit from now, I suppose. So is it federating the
Yeah,
universities.
we're actually running two servers at the moment. One that is only usable by the people who have a valid Linköping University student or employee ID, and we also have a separate one which is also federating, which is a test instance,
Right.
which I'm currently I think currently it's employed as a part of a demo for some anonymous support chatting
Okay.
using
Right.
the really nice safe support bot and web.
Yes. Yeah, we're hoping to get to talk to Kim Allen about that soon because it's super cool.
Yeah,
The
we're
stuff.
already actually running two instances of it at university to try out.
Is that right? I didn't know that. Are they aware of
Yeah,
that? Are you doing that in collaboration with them?
no, it's just we had some people at the university who were asking for solution for they had a problem. They asked for a solution. We provided a proof of concept using Matrix,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they've been testing that out. And I have no idea how the project is going. If they took a pause during the pandemic or if they're still moving along with it. Should
So
probably actually get back to them and see how they're going with it.
let's talk about the pandemic then, because one of the themes that we hear sometimes is that there was a sudden need for an increase in remote learning and remote communication in general. Has that been influential on you?
I mean, not in the Matrix sense at least, but did cause quite a few redesigns and reprioritizations at the university.
Okay. Well, as in because you needed to move content online for student access.
Not just that. I mean, I remember like was it like early April even, where sitting there, I was suddenly our digital resource team came and took me from my regular work to help them move an old VMware cluster from one server room to another server room 1 kilometer up the campus.
Oh dear. Okay.
So we're running in. I think it was actually raining even. So we were running with this old. Running with a bunch of servers on a just old rolling table to get them racked and set up because they needed to expand the thin link setup so that students could remote in and.
I see. Oh, that's so. I like that. There's like you needed a remote solution, but the actual process was incredibly physical, and literally moving a server.
I mean, I think we moved something like 8 servers in total.
That's bizarre. All right. So what are the steps now? Because you've got your server open there. What are the steps to make it available to more students and generally get some progress?
Yeah, I mean, currently we're just doing internal testing and internal usage. It's publicly available. Anyone can log into it as long as they are a student. But we haven't started announcing it yet, considering the fact that the help desk wouldn't be able to answer any questions that arrive, or we don't have a knowledge base for common questions. Or there's still a few things I'd like to tweak on it as well.
All right. So it's mostly the sort of soft stuff that goes around the project.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
I mean, it's currently, I think we're currently sitting at a like 50 or so people who are actively using it every day. So.
Okay, so 50 is actually a nice start for something that you haven't promoted. Yeah. Is it used, within the computer science campus or something?
Well, I mean, it's used by quite a lot of the internal IT itself. We're using a Matrix to both do internal communication as well as some communication with open source teams, which we employ software from.
I see. Okay.
But I actually helped just like last week or so. I helped the computer vision laboratory set up because they're doing something and they needed help taking over a community from before that had been. I don't know I don't remember exactly what it was, but they had a Matrix community with some rooms in it, and they lost control of it, so they needed me to help move it to another users. And,
right.
Yeah.
Okay. And that was on matrix.org or using your server?
No, it's just on the Linköping University's
nice.
Matrix server.
Oh, good for them.
And they would happily wish for spaces, I must say.
Once more, say that again.
I think they would happily accept spaces.
Yeah. Spaces is going to help a lot of these administration problems.
I mean, I can see us starting to do some syncing of LDAP groups into spaces quite quickly after it arrives.
Yeah,
quite a few places where that would be really helpful.
Yeah.
Actually,
I mean, I was having trouble with communities today, and I was thinking, there's no point in reporting this bug because spaces are going to solve all my problems and make me healthy again. Cool. All right, Ananace, thank you for chatting to us. Were there any topics that you wanted to cover? Other topics?
Ooh, that's a good question.
You don't have to. We should say thank you for your work, and thank you for providing so many sweets when we've seen you at FOSDEM.
I mean, we tried to get some sweets sent out for this year as well, but it's a bit hard when you can't bring them in person.
It's difficult. For the viewers, every year, Ananace and his Swedish colleagues provide some very unique, often nice, but sometimes quite specific confectionery. And last time we enjoyed it on the train home. There's a good photo of us all sat around a big box of confectionery. So.
Yeah, I know that some of the Red Hat teams were usually speaking with. They're fearing for next time the conferences are in person, because they're probably going to get quite a load of candy from us.
Very good. All right. Well, Ananias, thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.